Did I get scammed? I don't think so. I think I got a really great deal. This firearm really exceeded my expectations when my expectations weren't really all that high, if I'm honest. What's up, everybody? My name is Josh, and welcome to Fledgling Tactical, here to share my journey to proficiency with firearms with you guys and always promoting safe handling of firearms. The firearm we're going to be looking at today is completely clear and empty. Here, as you can tell, no rounds in the chamber whatsoever, but today we're talking about a Beretta m9a4. This family of pistols have had so much representation in pop culture in movies like Die Hard, The Matrix, Underworld, Lethal Weapon. All of these movies at some point used a variant of the Beretta 92. Well, the military intended variant of it is this one right here, the m9a4, and it has been used in the military in the past from about 85 to the 2010s. So both military and law enforcement tested this firearm has stood the test of time. This has an aluminum frame, so naturally it is a little bit heavier than any of the other polymer frame pistols that I own. It has a hammer-fired action, and it is a double single action. Now, how that works is going to be, this up here is going to be a decocker. If you press that when the hammer is down, it decocks the hammer and kind of resets this trigger to be in its double action configuration. Now, double action is kind of the safety mechanism here, because when you're in double action, you have a very long, very heavy trigger. And as I'm pulling back, you can see the hammer is pulling back as well. That's one action, and then once the trigger breaks, that's the other action. So two separate actions that happen because of you pulling the trigger. Well, single action is going to be when the firearm is cocked back, hammer is back, and now the trigger pull is really light and the break is really short. And then the reset, also super short. Really nice mechanism that I'm personally used to because my first pistol was a CZ75BD with the decocker. So some of the aspects to this firearm that are very unique to this firearm are going to be the fixed barrel up top and exposed barrel. So obviously this is the barrel of the firearm, and when in use this does not move, as opposed to some tilting barrel designs that exist. This one came with a threaded barrel, which is really nice because sometimes you just have to pay that much more to get a threaded barrel. And this came with a Parker Mountain machine compensator up top. Now, compensated guns are really common nowadays, but putting this on here, I think it makes it look that much better. And let's go back to kind of the general reason of why I'm making this video. All of this stuff came with this gun at the shop that I bought it from. Now, I'm not gonna, advertise for free the shop I got it from. Regular, like m9a4 from like Beretta, on their website, the gun itself retails for about $1,229. And then you have the optics mounting plate here, and it came with the Trijicon RMR. I did look up the serial number on the Trijicon website, and this is a legitimate RMR, which is awesome because already that's like $700 or so for the optic. Like I had just mentioned, this one comes with the threaded barrel, and this one has the Parker Mountain machine compensator on here, which is right around $100 if you were to buy it on your own. And on bottom we have a Surefire X300 Ultra, which is right around that $350 mark. So with all that stuff accounted for, you're looking at a setup that costs right around $2,379. That's a very hefty price tag, and honestly something that I wouldn't be willing to pay for this firearm. I paid $1,300 for it, and I am so happy because it was basically like getting $1,000 off. Albeit, yes, it is a used firearm, and there are some risks inherently when you buy used. I mean, you don't know what the internals and how it reacts and if it'll even shoot, but this was in really good shape. I brought it out to the range, tested it out, and it felt wonderful. came with one magazine, which is really unfortunate in my eyes, but also came with the original box that it comes in. But all in all, $1,300 for this package. 100%, I was immediately happy to do it because accessories alone amount to over $1,000. I do personally prefer to shoot full-size firearms. I think they're just more pleasant to shoot, and with the aluminum frame, it is a very, very heavy firearm, but that eats a lot of the recoil. And not only that, but the compensator that's already on here mitigates even more of that recoil, and so in my opinion, this is a very light recoiling gun. Now, it is not all sunshine and rainbows with this firearm. There are a couple of quirks to it that maybe aren't ideal for everybody. So the first and foremost thing is, if you're not used to a double single action firearm, it does take some major getting used to, especially if you are going to shoot with that double action, because that double action pull is really, really heavy and something you kind of just have to train up to. Another thing is that I'm used to shooting Glocks and CZ pistols, and because of that, the grip angle of this is entirely different, so I'm going to have to retrain myself for this platform. I'm willing to do it, so it's just a matter of me training. And one other kind of glaring issue that may come up, it hasn't come up yet, but that may come up, is that because this top portion is an exposed barrel, if I shoot this a lot in succession, it could get really hot. And because it's exposed, I could do something to potentially kind of burn my hand or something, because the way that I usually rack my firearms is going to be from the top, right here. Now, these front slide serrations do a really good job to kind of get grip onto my fingers, but you can see the webbing of my hand. It could potentially get burned if this barrel is really hot. Now, that isn't necessarily a problem because there are many other alternative ways to rack your slide and no risk of hurting yourself. You can go off the optic, you can grab the top, you can go from underneath. So that could be very easily avoided. Now, demonstrating that actually reminded me how smooth the action is, how smooth this slide is. I don't know if you can kind of hear or tell how it is, but it is really buttery smooth for what is considered a duty pistol. And honestly, I'm actually really impressed. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below as for how much I paid for it and if you guys think it is worth it. I don't think I got scammed. Everything is functioning on this. The light works wonderfully. The dot has been working flawlessly. It is a really comfortable feeling gun. I mean, I do kind of have to look for the dot because I'm not used to this grip angle, but all in all, I think it was a great deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I appreciate your guys' time. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.